Well, this one here, this video, I'm going to be talking about the stock chat rooms, the discords, those private little areas where people are coming together, retail investors, and talking about tomorrow's stock. Basically, what started out with a couple of super chats now grown to discords and is continuing to grow to the point where now people are banding together to join in on the next stock for the next day. I knew 2 years ago this would only grow because when you have retail investors getting screwed on the market day in, day out with all the nasty things that the market does, and we all know what they are, eventually, after a certain amount of losses, retail investors are going to find themselves in a Discord, a chat, a live stream, where people are going to be banding together and saying, hey, let's do this stock tomorrow. And guess what? Now it's gotten to a point where this is a daily thing. People are uniting together. What started in the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, I saw one the other day that was 7,000 people. 7,000 people. Once they get their stock tip from whoever's giving it to them, whether the person has good intentions or nefarious intention, whether the person is trying to look out for people or whether the person is trying to organize a pump and dump, whatever it may be, it is the reality that retail investors are communicating with each other in multiple chat rooms in order to figure out what is the next play, how to stack their options, and continue taking profits. What I said a long time ago, momentum plays, take your profits, has now gone into the next level. People are getting together and they're understanding that they have to get in, get out fast. And then they go back to these rooms, these chat rooms, discords, whatever you want to call them. There's even a couple of them out there that you call in and they tell you the stock for tomorrow. Am I against this? No. Am I for this? No. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me. Retail investors have become a powerful force that is uniting together in order to do what the street did for years. To speak to each other and put their money on what they got their tip on. But now retail investors that are now in the hundreds of thousands and in the millions, tens of millions, they're now starting to get together and they're starting to look at things as a unified army. They're now hitting plays every day and they're taking profits on a scalp and walking away. You got the pre-market scalpers, you got the people that hit the market during trading hours after lunch, you got the people that only touch options. But at the end, they all come back to the rooms and chat together. Yeah. Pretty nefarious, but it's also very hilarious. Because let me tell you what the future lies for Wall Street, if the future continues with Wall Street. Very soon, these Discord chat rooms that are now communicating with thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, those numbers are going to grow. They're going to grow because if one person gets a stock tip, the first thing he does, he goes out there and he tells his friends, hey, I heard this place running tomorrow. This is what we're going to go into. So if you have 100,000 people that get a stock tip and they tell 5 or 10 people, you know what's happening now. The market is no longer based on fundamental. It's based on FOMO and a hot tip, or a hot tip and FOMO. At the end of the day, retail is running the street and the street is trying to fight off profits that retail has now cornered. Remember in the old days when people used to mimic or shadow or mirror top traders and what they're doing, oh my God. People, the street now is mirroring, copying, and watching what we are all doing. Because when a couple of million people fixate on one stock, do you know what happens? Now, as far as the legalities of it, neither here nor there. I'm not an attorney and I don't work for the government. But I'm just trying to tell you, when you see a stock move and there's no explanation behind it, just remember, that stock could have been the one that 50 or 100,000 people decided on the night before they were going to hit the next morning. So now, does it matter anymore on doing the DD? Does it matter the waves, the lines, the Fibonacci? No, it doesn't. Because the army of retail investors has figured out that they can move a stock. Think about that. They get on these discords, these chat rooms, these call-ins, and they just say, what are we doing tomorrow?